Hi, everyone. Welcome to my Down to Business Zoomcast series. I am Tommy Jean Balmasi with Tommy Jean Coaching, and I'm really excited to have Brandon Brewster here today. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you have the coolest background I've ever. It's
Yes.
legit, right?
Yeah. It's usually for Instagram photos, but why not Zoom interviews too?
Yeah, so I'll just ask you, what's your business? Where are you?
Yeah, well, if you couldn't guess, I'm in an ice cream shop. It's Double Rainbow Cafe in Benicia here on First Street.
Nice. And so, how long has this been your business?
The business has been here since 1994, but I took over in June of 2020 last year. So it's been a very interesting year and a few months, but everything's going well. And as you can see, we're having a lot of fun with the place.
Yeah, yes, I've been there. So I love that behind you. That's a bench people can sit on. Yeah,
Yeah.
June 2020, not a time that a lot of people were thinking, you know what I'll do? I'll start a business, a food business. So, what were you doing before that?
So, so I originally, out of college, I started at a tech company in South San Francisco, and I had worked there for about 5.5 years. And then when we adopted our daughters, we all were in Benicia. We originally moved from the Bay, closer to San Francisco, up to Benicia for my wife working in Napa. So this is kind of a point, and I was commuting. But when my daughters came, the commute, you'd start seeing it. Look how it could take away time from the family or time helping at the house. And I felt disconnected from the community in general that my daughters were so part of, with school and all the recreation activities and the people. And so I decided, my wife Alicia and I found found out about this donut company, which was technically a franchise. It was a new franchise. There's none in California. And I quit my job as a customer success manager for a tech company to start the donuts. And so for all of 2019, I was at farmers markets and doing catering as I looked for a location to kind of move into and have a storefront for the donuts. And then I did find a place, which was Double Rainbow. The owner kind of saw the vision I had too of combining donuts and ice cream and how they would work at different times of the day and times of the year. And it took a long time. Anyone who's tried to open a business or build out anything within a new location can attest to how long all the permits and processes can take. So from October to March, and right around March of 2020, I was ready to go, but we all know what happened. And everything closed down. So the donuts went on the back burner. All the caterings I had planned for weddings had to get canceled. Even farmers markets we couldn't do because they weren't really doing food at the markets, pre-made food. But what happened is once the store Double Rainbow closed down for a few months, the owner, who had another full-time job, didn't want to deal with reopening again. It was a little too much. Like I said, he has another job. And so he decided he wanted to sell it. And I was the first person he came to because he knows how much time and money I put into getting the donuts going here. And so he offered the business and talked to my family. I have 2 daughters. You can guess what they said. But a longer conversation with the wife to talk about, how this might impact everyone and everything going on. And it was actually a pretty easy decision to get the store. We know how long it's been here. When we moved here, it was one of the first places we ever went to. It's a part of the community. And as I've learned being here, how attached people are to this place because they grew up with it as well. I'm sure you grew up in Benicia too, right, Tommy
I
Jean?
did. Yeah, yeah.
So you've seen how the story of the store, but and from a business perspective, it made the most sense for me because then I had full control of the store I was going to have donuts in. I wasn't going to be paying extra rent for the donuts, and it was just a good opportunity that kind of fell in our laps, I guess, and it's been life changing, as anyone who's started a business can tell you about.
Wow. Well, congratulations. I mean, you said it was an easy decision, but I bet a lot of things went into, you know, knowing, I guess I'm curious about the unknowns, right? So things kind of opened back up, kind of didn't. So were you concerned that you would have to shut down again or that you couldn't really open up at all? What were your big concerns around that?
I was lucky in the sense that ice cream by design can be takeout. And so that was the big thing when COVID shut everything down, is everything has to be takeout. And so we set up the store that way. We didn't have people sitting indoors or have multiple groups looking at flavors or the menu inside. We did one group, everyone waits at the door, one group in at a time to keep the distance, keep everything safe. They got their order and then they can just exit out the back door, which we were lucky enough to have. And so that really helped. And the community around here is great too. You don't like I said, people are really invested in their community and the businesses they know and love. So we'd get a lot of people coming in asking, how are you guys doing? Or making visits just to make sure we were doing well, which was great. And then we were kind of lucky during COVID. There wasn't a lot of things you can go out and do. Movie theaters are closed, amusement parks are closed, but you can still walk around downtown, around the waterfront, and still get a treat from the store. So we were able to go through COVID and really adapt. And we're still set up for mandates that are still in place, but it's going well. We were able to get through it.
That's great. Yeah, I've been there. And I have to say, you're right. I did grow up in Benicia and I've seen the store have many different looks.
Yeah.
Sometimes there were shelves in there with all kinds of things for sale. And there was a big menu with a lot of deli things. But you guys, I feel like, are the first to embrace, you mentioned the Instagram kind of photo op behind you and that bench, and the way you can just kind of walk through. There's places to sit kind of or hang out outside. So it has a fun ice cream feel. It's an experience going in.
Yeah. We redid basically the entire store, all new furniture, repainted the whole thing. And it's made a huge difference. I always tell people this for a laugh, but like the store was called Double Rainbow, but it was painted all gray and it just didn't fit. So the goal was just to have, a bright, cheerful, fun, fresh feeling. So it felt like an ice cream store. And we get a lot of really great feedback from the people who maybe haven't been in for a while and they see all the changes. They see the ice cream furniture and how bright and cheerful it is. And they're kind of taken aback, and we get some really nice comments, which is, reassuring that we're doing the right thing.
Yeah. So Double Rainbow, I feel like there are other locations. So is Double Rainbow a franchise?
It's not. So that's a whole nother story. Double Rainbow was really big in the 90s. They started in 76, the ice cream company. Okay. And then they started having these stores pop up with the name Double Rainbow because they were selling Double Rainbow ice cream. Through a huge lawsuit of Haagen-Dazs and distribution, the company kind of had to pull back and shrink a little. And a lot of the stores, just how a lot of stores do, they come and go. But there are 3 original ones left from the 90s in San Pablo, San Rafael, and here. We're not affiliated with each other at all. I actually just met the owner of San Rafael yesterday. I went into a store to say hi and we had a great conversation. But we have full autonomy over the store. We can do whatever we want. We just order Double Rainbow ice cream, and that's basically the store's namesake is the ice cream company.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. And the ice cream's great. It's really good.
It is. It's super premium ice cream, and when you eat enough, you can really tell when you eat, less lower quality ice cream, the difference. But it is really good, and there are some people who are diehard Double Rainbow fans who grew up with it and really appreciate the quality.
Yeah. And so one of the things I've seen lately on your social media, actually, someone forwarded me one of your social media posts because she
Okay.
so much. And that post is called, it's a Sunday you made called The Yelper.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was a joke. I didn't even know you really made it. Can you tell
Oh
us
yeah.
the story of The Yelper?
Yeah. So so back in March, we started something called Fundraising Fun Days. And this kind of goes back to my what I was saying earlier about how the community was always checking on us and had so much support for the store. And I wanted to give back in a way. And so I came up with local Sundays and some fun specialty Sundays where 15% of the sales go to families in transition of Benicia. So the idea is that there's these local Sundays helping local families. And when we released them in the spring, got great response, great feedback. They're one of our top items, and they're really fun. Kids love them. We have some kid-oriented ones. But October is kind of the last month for an ice cream store before the rain comes in. It gets really cold and it just really quiets down. And so I wanted to have a really fun time in October, and we call it our ice cream season. Um, it's corny, but I love it. And
I love it. Yeah.
one of the things, we have a lot of fun things this month, but one was making these new fundraising fun days that are Halloween themed. And I'm sitting here, we have one that's kind of based off of Dracula. We call it Dracula Lake Herman, or Jack London, the author, used to live here. So we have a Jack-O London pumpkin ice cream. But I've been brainstorming these for a long time. And I go, what's the scariest thing? Like, what's something really scary you can make a sundae on? And for a lot of business owners, it's Yelp reviews. Now, for those who can just not care about Yelp reviews, I wish I had that mindset, but they can be really scary. You could be doing so great, but all day you can have, hundreds of customers. But if you slip once with the wrong person, they can have a detrimental effect on your business by posting this bad review that hundreds of other people will see. And then they'll make judgments on whether they're going to go to your store or to someone else. So I had a lot of fun creating this Yelper. I wanted it to be all black. Just, it's really tongue in cheek. I don't have, any qualms with specific people or anything. It's just the idea of like the black soul of a mean Yelp reviewer, just like this Yelp troll or something, because they're out there. We've all seen them, and it's so heartbreaking because you try so hard and then someone just destroys you online. And so we made this sundae, and the description, it's just this gross black licorice salted. I mean, black licorice, a lot of people really like it, but I added like salted black licorice, which isn't a flavor in the United States. It's more of like a Scandinavian type thing. And so I loved it because when I got these salted black licorice gummies, I nonchalantly to my staff, hey, this is going to be part of our new sundae here. Give it a shot. All of them spit it out. So anyways, and then I have like some sour gummy on there, and the goal, sour, salty, black licorice. So I just want to make something really awful to represent this really scary idea of a Yelp reviewer.
Yeah. And I think the kicker for me was you have maybe it's a gummy, but it's a star, but it's just one star.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We call it we call it a 1-star sundae served by Debbie Downer's staff. And that was a reference to a bad Yelp review we got where someone referred to us as Debbie Downers. And so I'll roll with it. I mean, it's
so fun. I didn't actually know it was real ingredients. I didn't know that someone could order that. And then someone said, oh yeah, I ordered that. And I was like, why would you order that?
Yeah, there was a woman who came here the moment it was posted. and was like, I'm telling all my friends about this. Like I'm sending them pictures right now, or they responded online with a picture of their empty Yelper Sunday. So yeah, it's there. And I know black licorice is very polarizing, but I did a poll on an Instagram story like, hey, we have black licorice ice cream, with a poll, can't wait, or, no thanks. It was about 15 to 85% of people, those 85% saying no thank you. But I didn't realize it was that strong. But when you get people in here, it's great to see the reaction to everything.
Yeah. Well, and just to reassure people, so you do have a lot of really good
Oh yeah.
additional flavored ice cream and sundaes. You can get things with strawberries and bananas.
Yeah. So to summarize, we have a pumpkin pie ice cream, a strawberry vanilla, a Rocky Road based chocolate one is like a graveyard, and then a coconut cream pie that represents a ghost sundae. And they're all online. You can see them, and the goal is just to have them through October or until we're out of everything.
Okay. Do you still have donuts at your shop too then?
We do fresh. We make donuts right here in the store, Friday through Sunday, 8 to 12. And people are always welcome to come on in, get some donuts and coffee, or they can order online and pick them up and take them home. I noticed a lot of large orders now that people are starting to get together again. So getting a big box of mini donuts have been great. And yeah, that's been really fun to offer the city too, is because that's what excited me about them, is I hadn't seen these really great looking donuts around the area. And so I was like, well, what can we bring to Benicia that would be really fun, get people to town, and would excite people? And these mini donuts, when people come in and see the pictures, it's great seeing the reaction. And it's even heartbreaking to have to tell them, oh, we don't have them right now. It's only Friday through Sunday. But the feedback has been great for the donuts.
Good. And coffee. So that's key.
Yeah, that was another thing I wanted to do, was work with a local coffee roaster. And we went with Muschetti's, who's right in Vallejo, who has those tastings that he used to do on Saturday. But the goal was just to help another local business and promote them. And they make great stuff too. We've gotten incredible feedback. But that was another thing we wanted to do, as well as up our coffee game. So it's great because then you can do like really good frappuccinos with your ice cream, or affogatos, which is espresso over ice cream. So that's been a fun redoing our coffee menu as well.
Nice. Oh, I didn't even know what an affogato is.
Yeah, and I'm always telling people, like, we have pumpkin ice cream right now, so pumpkin affogato has been really popular.
Oh, you've got the wheels spinning here.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what is life like for you as a small business owner? And what I mean is, are you working, 7 days a week? Do you have to eat, breathe, sleep this business? Are you, using child labor? Not really, but because you have kids, right? Like,
You're right.
wait, I'm not trying to get you in trouble here. But what's it like being a small business owner?
Well, as you might imagine, is pretty life consuming. The first year was a learning experience. I had so one of the benefits of it was basically a turnkey business, is having something established, having historical information you can kind of make decisions off of. But I took it over in 2020, where it was pretty different. And then 2021 seems to be an unusual year as well. But yes, life consuming. We knew the reputation of the store when we took it over, which wasn't the best, from our own experience, but also people who will just walk in and be like, oh, you're the new owners? I need to tell my friends because they said they weren't going to come again due to poor service. And so there was a lot that we felt, basically I wanted to put in the time to really change the reputation. And I believe we're starting to see the benefits of that. And that took a lot, First, it was learning how to do everything and becoming an expert in it. And then anyone who does staffing, they understand how complicated staffing can be. And so I feel like I have that down well, and then finding that balance between being here and keeping an eye on staff and making sure the store's working well, to making sure you're spending time at home and helping your kids with their homework and going to events and things like that too. So yes, it is life consuming, but as I mentioned, there are slower seasons kind of coming up, and that's when I get a chance to breathe and kind of take a step back, look at the store, and go, okay, well, what do we want to do for next year?
Okay.
Yeah,
it's good. So yeah, because some businesses, they call it like OND, October, November, December. It's a really busy time.
Oh yeah,
cream shop, right? That's the
yes,
more relaxed time. So
yeah, and I'm still here almost every day, whether I'm like on the schedule or not. There's always something to do, something to clean, something to work on, something to repair. And I already have a list of things I want to do during the winter time, and because you don't want to get complacent.
right. How many employees do you have?
During the summer, I probably topped off around 12, 13. And then I'm probably around 8 or 9 right now. Staff, they go off to college and everything. And it works out because, as things slow down, I don't need as much staffing. So it works that way. Mm-hmm.
So what is your big vision and goal for Double Rainbow? Like, what do you want?
We've had a lot of discussions on what to do. I have ideas, I feel like I accomplished a lot with the store. I totally revamped its image, and I feel like the feedback and everything we've gotten is reflecting that. And that's a great sense of accomplishment. Sales are up this year compared to last year, but I'm hoping everyone's was. And 2021 felt like there was a big, everyone wanted to go out and do something. And so I'm looking forward to seeing what normal might look like, and then going off of that. Yeah, I wish I could give you some more ideas for what I want, what I'm looking at, but I don't want to expose too much. I want to keep some things close to the chest,
Oh, that's exciting. So you do have some kind of.
I do. I'm always looking ahead. I was given advice one day that was, you never get ahead if you're doing what everyone else is doing. And so I really keep that in mind, where it's like, if you're like, okay, what are they doing? Let me just do the same thing. You're never going to get ahead. So you have to think further, think bigger, and see what you can do to set yourself apart.
One of the interesting things that you did was you have this white van and you wrapped it.
Oh yeah.
Tell me about that. And is it having the result that you wanted?
I get great feedback on the van. Yes, the rainbow van. That was something I've wanted to do for a while, and then I just kind of went for it because I looked at print advertising one day, and if anyone's done print advertising, it's kind of shocking how expensive it can be. Like, you get this little ad in the corner of a page for like hundreds of dollars, and you don't even know if people are seeing it until, someone actually comes in and mentions it. So I wanted to put that marketing money to better use. And my mindset with the store is kind of been like thinking back to when I was a kid. Tommy, do you remember growing up and going to McDonald's? Do you remember what they looked like?
Yeah, like bright red and orange.
Yeah. And they had like furniture made out of hamburger characters, or like
oh
a
yeah,
big
and
tree in the
Ronald
middle.
McDonald was always there. Yeah.
All these really fun things you would love as a kid. And you can still see pictures of them online to reference what we're talking about. But it was like, okay, what can we do to create memories for people? It's about the experience. And that's why I got ice cream furniture, because kids love it when they see it. And so
I'm thinking, yeah, kids. I'm like, can I sit down?
Oh, okay. I'll be the first day we were allowed to have indoor seating, because I had the furniture, and it's just been driving kids crazy for a couple months because there was no indoor seating. We had to break their hearts. Sorry, we don't have any seating. Hopefully soon. But the day we were able to open, the first people to sit at this 4-seater of ice cream cones were a group of 4 old men. They were so excited. And it was just the funniest thing, just seeing them sitting these pink ice cream cones, eating their ice cream. And it's wonderful. You think so much like, oh, it's just for kids, but no, it makes people feel youthful and fun again. And so that's why I kind of use kids as a template. You know, I have a 9 and 12-year-old of my own, and I get their feedback on stuff. But I hark back to when I was a kid and I go, what excited me and how can I bring that to the shop? And so I kind of went that way with the van. I know this is kind of an odd comparison, but if I believe it's Orkin, it's like a pest removal company where they would
Yeah.
drive around with a spider on their car. Have you ever seen those?
No.
Okay. Well, there's a truck and they have this model, not a painted picture, but a model of a spider. And as a kid, you'd see that and be like, oh my God, you know, the spider truck. And so I just wanted to find something fun that when kids would see it, they would get excited and you can't miss it. And, you know, it's the rainbow van. And, you know, if I drop my daughter off at, you know, the elementary school, all these kids see the van and start freaking out because it's double rainbow ice cream. And so, or then I'll have even my own staff going, oh, I see you driving the rainbow van around town all the time. It's so funny. And so I just wanted something fun and unique.
Yeah.
And, you know, and then that way it also acts as like a moving billboard and advertisement. And so if I was going to have a van, might as well make it fun and exciting for people to see.
Yeah. Well, you know what I was thinking of was, do you remember the Wienermobile?
Oh, right. Yeah. The epitome of fun cars. Yeah.
That came to Benicia one time when I was in high school, college. It was like, you know, ooh.
Yeah. Yeah. I ran into that thing too, behind a hotel one day. It was just parked there. And I was like, oh my God, like it's a Wienermobile. But yeah, I know exactly. And I got excited. Right. So it's that fun stuff. Just having something as small as, you know, just an ice cream chair can just bring so much joy. And that's kind of the whole fun of it all is, you know, we have a melted fake ice cream cone that I put out on our counter now. And it gets like every other person who walks into the store, like, oh my God, I thought that was real, you know, and they get a laugh out of it. And it's just one little extra thing, you know, it's just to have that great experience.
That's so fun. I love that.
Yeah.
Well, are there any shout outs you want to give to other small businesses?
Sure. You know, I have to give out a shout out to my sister, my older sister, who owns a business of her own. She was very inspiring for me. She's actually down in Long Beach area, but she owns a wedding planning company called So Smitten Events, but also has just evolved so much into creating this whole, you know, bought a building where now a lot of other vendors are a part of, and they run their business out of. It's like this, all these they kind of focus on weddings all together, but just saying and getting all of her feedback from what she's gone through, and, you know, her statement of just like telling me like, be bold, you know, just go for it, just do it. So a shout out to her because, you know, I always talk to her on feedback and stuff, and she's been great. Locally, I try to, what I learned when I started with the donuts is, you know, other businesses are willing to help you. And so I didn't have my own location, but I had to have a place with a kitchen. And so I originally worked out of Provisions in Vallejo, and Nicole there was very helpful. We talked a lot and supportive of everything, and let me even sell some donuts out of her store when I first got started. So that was wonderful. And then I moved closer to Benicia as I started the farmers markets, and I got to move my commissary over to Fox and Fawn, and Tara over there has been extremely helpful and supportive because she started a business and worked on it at farmers markets for, I think, 7 years before finally opening a location.
Yeah.
And I would tell her all these things people tell me, and she's like, yeah, you know, I've heard all of that too, you know, and just had great feedback, and was really supportive, and I always loved walking by and saying hi. And then Yeah. Oh, and then I'll shout out Sweetness and Light. It's a flower store right down on First Street. She started during the pandemic, because right before the pandemic started, she had her grand opening. And I knew her because I met her at a farmer's market. She was selling flowers there. And it's all these like, you meet all these people who are going the same path you are, and you kind of all learn from each other. And she wanted to open a store on First Street in Benicia, and she did. And she actually just expanded it into another building. But she even, right before the pandemic started, she opened, has this great courtyard. And so she wanted to bring business owners together and have a meeting for people to talk and learn from each other as well. And we got to do that once before everything shut down. But, she saw the vision of businesses helping businesses too. And these are all the people who've kind of helped me along this journey. And sometimes I get questions from people now too, so I try to pass that along as well.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so Sweetness and Light,
Yes.
the florist, and then Fox and Fawn, which is a bakery. I think they're vegan, right?
Yeah, they do vegan cupcakes. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone gave me cookie dough from there. And
Oh,
said, you can make this, or you can eat it raw because it's vegan. So
yes, that's really good too. I've had that as well.
yeah. Awesome. Well, if people want to find you guys, I'll post your links, but you're open 7 days a week.
Yeah, open 7 days a week. We do donuts Friday through Sunday. Our Halloween ice cream season is going on right now for some extra fun things. But, something coming up is we're going to have loaded hot chocolates. A really popular one we have is a s'mores hot chocolate. So keep an eye out for those to help keep you warm during the chilliness. It was like 40 some degrees this morning.
Yeah.
So it's coming around. But yeah, we're always thinking of fun, exciting things to do. And it's always great hearing from our customers as well.
Well, continued success to you. And thank you for bringing some fun and telling us your incredible story, from working in tech to donuts to suddenly just becoming an ice cream store owner. It's
yeah, and of course. And I guess if I had to close with anything, I was a customer success manager, and one of the main things you do is if a customer signs on, you kind of want to make sure their customer journey they have a great experience at every point of using your product. And so it's all about the customer experience. And I take that mindset here, from them waiting in line to the ordering to them sitting down and enjoying their ice cream. So if you can just focus on the experience at every point of the customer journey, I think you can really narrow in the focus and find the great things that you can improve on or set yourself apart with.
All right. Yeah, that's a great tip for any kind of business, right?
Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Brandon.
Thank you, Tommy Jean. It was great talking with you.
You too.